What's going on, guys? It's Jack back for another NBA draft profile. Today, taking a look at one of my favorite players in the class, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 20 years old, he's got a July birthday, so he'll be rolling into the NBA calendar right in the middle, I would say, of the rookie pack in terms of his age. And at 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, weighing in around 185, 190 pounds, Gilgeous has the size and length for the guard position that you look for, and it's going to be a major plus for him at the NBA level. Now, Shai's a guy who came into Kentucky and, was a bottom 50 of the top 100 player and didn't have much acclaim. In fact, he was the least heralded of all the new Kentucky guys. And slowly but surely, he worked his way up the rotation and into the starting lineup. And Calipari, frankly, had no choice but to lean on him as their best player. And he proved himself time and time again as a guy who Kentucky could rely on to get buckets and play consistent defense. Now, the thing that Gilgeous does the best in terms of his ability to get to the basket is change speeds. He has a very advanced ability at this age to change speeds and really get his defender guessing in terms of when he's going to stop and start. And that ability really helps him make up for the fact that he's not the most explosive athlete. I think I saw his vertical was somewhere around 33 inches. We'll see where it is at the combine. It could have improved a bit. But, he's not the most vertically explosive guy. But having said that, his ability to go laterally and change directions, it's very difficult for defenders to guard him, especially with his length, where if he just gets his shoulder by you, he's going to be able to get to the basket and extend with that lead hand. Also, while he's not a prototypical point guard, he is able to create for his teammates. Now, he doesn't do it consistently, and therefore he may be more of a combo guard. But with his size, it's and the way the NBA is trending in terms of multiple ball handlers, it's not too much of an issue. And if he's your secondary or tertiary playmaker, you have a very good offense. And Gilgeous really showed an ability to get his Kentucky teammates involved. Flipping it over to the defensive end, and this is where I get really excited when I watch Gilgeous-Alexander play, because he does a great job at moving his feet, standing in front of defenders, and he's able to create steals, get deflections, and get his team out in transition. Usually with, solid above average defenders, you get one or the other, right? You get a guy who maybe can get into the passing lanes, get deflections, create turnovers, but isn't great at staying in front of his man one-on-one. But good to great defenders can do both. And that, to me, is where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's calling card will be at the NBA level. And it's why ultimately I see him as a guy who's going to be taken in the back half of the lottery, not in the early 20s as some people see. And, ultimately, there's a couple other things, that are going to benefit him moving into the next phase of his basketball career. First off, he's a very good free throw shooter, 80% shooter on the year, and that's going to translate. Free throw shooting translates to the next level better than almost any other kind of shot, because obviously there's no defense, right? So it's apples to apples comparison, although the size, I guess, of your crowds gets a little bigger, but playing in front of those Kentucky crowds, he's very well prepared. He's a crafty finisher around the basket, and like I said, if he's able to get his shoulder past you, he can get his lead hand extended and really finish around the basket. And lastly, he's got really quality intangibles, work ethic, and as a guy who was rated somewhere around 80 in the ESPN 100, to come into Kentucky and finish the year as their best player says a lot about what Gilgeous-Alexander was able to do off the court in terms of his work ethic and his ability to improve his game. And that's a very promising sign for him at the next level. Some things, though, he does definitely need to work on, and that will be where I think ultimately it's going to affect, where his ceiling ends up. I don't think he is the highest ceiling of anyone in the class, or a particularly high ceiling for that matter, but he does have a high floor. He needs to improve his three-point shot and really develop some sort of in-between game. He needs to develop, more of a pull-up jumper, a mid-range game, because without his ability to really blow by defenders and get to the basket consistently, he can do it very well, but I think at the NBA level it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So he's going to need to develop that pull-up game and really knock down his three-point shot more consistently, so defenders have to respect him. But defensively, the only question, or the only area where he needs to improve a bit, is he just needs to get a little stronger with his upper body, so bigger players can't kind of bully him and get their shoulder into his chest and force him back. And I think if he's able to improve that area, just get a little bit stronger, add a little weight to his frame, this guy could be a very, very special defender at the NBA level. So guys, let me know what you think about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's one of my favorite prospects in this class, a guy who I think is going to go in the late lottery and be able to contribute from day one with his defense. But let me know what you think about Gilgeous-Alexander, what you thought about this video, and what other prospects you want to see me profile. I'm out, guys. Peace.